Yo, what's up, Tung, bro?
Was good, was good.
Doing great, bro. Doing great. Thank you for your time again. What have you been up to, bro?
Nothing much, just training every day, like grinding, just like watching back my games to make sure like I critique my mistakes, just like the usual, and just trying to get better overall,
Love to hear that, bro. Love
I
to
do
hear that.
it.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. It's crazy to think how far you've come. Like for people who don't know you, obviously we're just recording this now. Can you give like a very quick intro and like to who you are, where you're playing, where you used to play, like your current situation at the moment? Can you give some insight about that?
Yeah, of course, I got you. My name's Tung. I'm 18 years old. I'm from Australia. I was struggling a little bit, but now I play professionally in Vietnam, and I also got a call up to the under 23 national team for Vietnam. And honestly, I still can't believe it. I still can't believe it how quickly I progressed in like this year.
Yeah, bro. Absolutely. That's very impressive, and I'm very, very proud. It's honestly quite crazy how much things can change in a matter of year in your situation as well. And I guess like I wanted to ask like what was the one thing that you've learned over the last year only that has allowed you, I guess not allowed you, but made it easier for you to make that transition from, I guess, playing some professional football in Australia to making that transition to professional? Like, what was that one key takeaway that you learned from your opinion?
Obviously, all that one key takeaway, I would say like reality, like having like there's I would say there's a few things. One is like having a proper plan in front of me. Two was realizing my mistakes, and three getting advice from people who actually know the game. Because like think about it, like the professional players, they have the answers, and it's good to have like their insight on it, and like they have the answers for you. Those three things are probably like the best things that got me to that next level.
Absolutely, bro. So you say it's a combination of multiple things into one like massive system is what allowed you to actually
Yeah,
make that jump. Absolutely.
100%. 100%.
That's 100%. And like when you first reached out to me, like almost like a year ago, like at what stage were you at in your career? Like what were you struggling with that at the time, and like where were you actually playing?
I was playing in an MPL club that's like a semi-professional, like but a bit below academy level, and
Okay.
I was playing in the under 20s team. I wasn't I wasn't getting any minutes. My confidence was so low, and being one of the smallest players there, not by just height, but like size as well. I felt like I couldn't play. I wasn't impacting the game as well. I was not explosive as players, and it just and mentally I wasn't there. I was like, do I really have a chance to make it? And like I didn't know what to do at all. So yeah, that was really what I was struggling at the time.
Yeah, bro, absolutely. I remember like we having this conversation about a year ago, and I remember like the exact things you told me. It was a tough time, I'm guessing. Like, but as everything like in life, you have to go through the suffering and struggles to get the outcome you want, and look where you are now. So, I guess it's
Yeah.
paid off, right? But like, I wanted to also ask you, like, obviously a year ago when we first started working, I didn't really have like I wasn't as established with the coaching. I had a few clients, I was doing the things here and there. Like I wanted to ask you personally, like what made you actually decide to take that step and join my mentorship instead of just like figuring out your things by yourself and trying to do everything alone to get to the professional level?
Got it, got it. To be honest, I was just like I was sick of being stuck, and then like I was just scrolling through Instagram. I saw you, and I just saw that like you were a lot more experienced, and you actually knew what you were saying in football, and then like also that you were from Australia as well. So like it made it a little bit. I felt like it made it a little bit easier because like it's easier a lot easier to trust when they're like more local, in my opinion. But then it wouldn't have mattered if I was in like America, Europe, or like South. Like I could be in like the middle of the desert in like India or something, and I'll still be fine. Like having that
Yeah.
coaching, but it's just that it sounded like you knew your stuff. The way you broke everything down, the way that you actually analyze the person's game, you make it so easy to understand. And then like you not only that you went back and watched my games, and you know you went back and watched my games, told me exactly what I critiqued, and then I was like, damn, this is exactly what I need to make me a complete footballer.
That's amazing to hear, bro. I appreciate the words of information. And
I
like
appreciate you.
you
I appreciate you. Appreciate you.
always, bro. And you mentioned like obviously like a year ago you were struggling, especially with your size and confidence, right? And getting those like trying to find those minutes with your MPL club. Like what did it actually feel like during games? Like that low confidence, not really getting enough minutes. How did you feel when you actually stepped on the field?
Stepping on the field, I was just like as you said, like it's pretty hard to put into words, but I was extremely nervous. Didn't want the ball. Didn't even look for the ball. Shying away from players, standing like being like a ghost on the field, avoiding to get the ball because I was just too scared of making a bad touch. Too
Mhm.
scared of losing the ball for my team. Just not calling, not communicating, keeping my head down, and just like being like a useless player on the field. It's just not the best feeling at all.
Absolutely,
It's
bro. I mean,
probably
I went through the same. A lot of players have gone through the same, and so have you. So I completely understand where you're coming from. And obviously, you also mentioned earlier, like you were at a point where like you felt like you might not make it. Time was running out, especially because of your age. You were like 17 back then, turning 18. Like, was that the point where you thought like you might not make it in your career?
Yeah, 100%. Like I got a drop from my in the academy. I was playing at a lower level and still not getting minutes. Those moments just make you be like, okay, maybe football is not for me. Maybe football is not for me. Maybe I'm not built for this. I'm too small. I got in my own head, and then I was just like it. It just kept getting worse and worse. And then seeing obviously like other players younger than me, like fully taking my spot, and then making it pro in through the academy, and then seeing younger players take my spot and then putting me on the bench really like really like messed with my head. It hurt a lot. And then that's when I was just like, I either quit, like fully I either quit or I need to change something.
Right, right. Yeah, because like I knew you, bro. Like you were really hardworking at the time. Like, but your efforts were just not resulting in results, and that's what I was really frustrated about. Like seeing in your performance, there was other players ahead of you who weren't as good on the ball, who weren't as good mentally, who didn't show up to every single training session like you did, but still were getting priority minutes over you. So that for me, like that's injustice, and we had to make something. We had to do something about it in order to give you what you deserve. And like yeah, that's where you were at obviously. um with I guess with the transformation side of things, like once we actually started working together, what were some of the things that you first like that really clicked for you, I guess, as a result of working with me?
Obviously I think it was my side. Personally, I felt like I just got a lot bigger. I was a lot more explosive. I wouldn't say I was slow, but like I wasn't at the level where I wanted to be at. Like everyone says like they're not like I grew up pretty quick in my opinion, but I wasn't at the level I wanted to be at. I wanted to be on the level of the professionals.
Hmm.
Like mentally, I wasn't there. Mentally, I wasn't there. Um, I held myself back a lot, and I have moments of quality, but I couldn't sustain it at all. Does that make sense?
Of course it makes sense, bro. I'm just reassuring things, and yeah, like 100% right. You did make like huge physical progress, especially when it comes to your athleticism. Like you're even doing backflips now. You sent me a video of you scoring a goal a few months back. I remember that. You doing like a celebration. Like, tell me a bit about that. Like, what part of the program do you think helped you with that backflip?
All the For the program, the structure, but like everything had a purpose. The way the gym, recovery, the football session, they all link together, and then like seeing that actually work, because like you see the progress in training, but really clicked for me was I saw the progress in game, and I was just like, damn, I've never had this before, and it made me really trust the process when I really saw the improvements in game where it mattered most.
Absolutely, absolutely, bro. Like we said before, it's a complete system. And do you think like this is an interesting question? Like, you were obviously lacking with confidence. Like back then, when you were lacking with confidence, do you think that you could have been doing backflips when you scored? Or now that you have actually improved, you've gained that confidence, do you think that's allowed you to actually score, like pull out backflips as a celebration? Because that takes some courage, bro. It's not something anyone can just pull out. Like, what do you think with that?
100%, 100%. It was massively. Once you like for some reason, like once you feel strong and you have that confidence, you have that explosiveness, you just move, you think different. The way you even walk, the way you want the ball more, like I've been demanding balls like I've never done before. Like when you train really hard, you feel like your brain, you feel like you are better, you're a lot better, and then when you're a lot better, you have confidence because you know that you worked hard enough to have that ability, and then you demand a ball. I wouldn't say it's like cocky. It was just the belief that I had from the training, and then like I didn't doubt myself anymore, and I knew that like even if I messed up, like I knew like I was gonna beat them the next time, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. It's about that resilience mindset, focusing on the opportunities rather than errors and mistakes. That what we taught, what you learned in the last like a year, and it's really just about perspective, honestly. I wanted to ask you a very like a, I guess like a personal question. So obviously you worked like your whole life to get to this professional level. It's the goal you've had since you were like what 3, 4 years old, ever since you first started kicking football. Like, how did you
Yep.
actually feel when you did actually sign that professional contract or even got that national team call up? You know, like how did that make you feel emotionally?
Honestly, I couldn't believe it. At first, I couldn't believe it, but then when you really broke it down, you realize that like, oh, you put all this hard work, you had the plan, you had the vision, and when you have that structured plan, you can almost like see like when you're gonna make it. I'm not gonna lie, I was extremely emotional. Like I worked for this my whole life, but to see that all my hard work and all the sacrifice actually paid, it was crazy. I called all my family straight away. They couldn't have been more happier, and that's like the best feeling for me as well. Like I don't think there's anything better than making your parents proud.
100%, 100%. You know, we always say like anything is possible with the right action plan and the right execution, and you had both of those things, and you worked
Right.
over like 15 years for it. And after the 15 years, obviously it's going to compound. You're going to get the results you want. Like that's a long time for commitment, being consistent and determined to something that you really want. And would you say like 15 years plus training every day, pretty much, like devoting your whole life to this? Would you say that moment when you signed, like, was that worth it?
Nothing's better than signing your first ever contract. I'm telling you, of course that moment was because you worked up your whole life for it. You signed the contract. You feel like you made it. You made your parents happy. There's nothing better than that, than seeing your parents smile after all the sacrifices they've done for me and all the hard work that I put into it. And then almost quitting it like a few months ago, just almost quitting it, and then seeing that it actually works, and then getting called up to your national team. It was definitely worth it. I don't think there's anything more worth it than that.
100% agreed. That's a huge accomplishment for sure, bro. And like, it must be an amazing feeling. And I'm assuming like you got plenty more to chase. You're not done. You're not satisfied here. That's not what we're aiming. We're aiming for the highest of highs. I don't know what exactly your goals are, but like where do you see yourself playing in the next five years from now?
Well, I see. Well, obviously, I don't. I'm not. I can't be 100% sure, but I definitely see everything just clicking. I'm still very young. I wouldn't say I'm that big, but I'm definitely more explosive. And then, well, the more experience I get, I could definitely reach insanely high levels. Hopefully, like World Cup or something. That's definitely the goal because I feel like I'm on the right track. And then, like seeing not just like my family seeing me on TV, but the whole world just seeing me on TV. I hope that's one of the goals in the future.
Absolutely, bro. And especially with the new World Cup format, more teams, more qualifications. Like who knows, Vietnam, the next World Cup to 2030, we might see you there on the TV, bro. So it's gonna be amazing. And like I wanted
So
to ask you something about like mindset and like obviously having that resilience because that's a very important part in football. People think it's just about playing like well with the ball. It's not really. You know this as a professional. It's a lot to do with your mindset. You struggled with confidence. You went and played in environments where you were like uh mentally outperformed and you could see that, right? So I wanted to ask like um how did the mentorship working with me help beyond football in terms of like your mindset, your discipline, or your lifestyle? How did that have an impact outside of football?
it helped a lot because you obviously you have to be a pro, you have to train like a pro, eat like a pro, everything when it comes to sleep, recovery, routine, you knowing how to like carry yourself with confidence. Like it's not just the training, it's who you become off the pitch as well that shapes who you are today. And then like obviously teaching myself how to become a pro. And then it was a lot easier because I had professionals near me that taught me the exact plan, what to do, what to sleep, how to reevaluate my game, and just watching it back and then learning from mistakes.
Exactly, exactly. It's all about the environment. Like that's all it is. And like talking on that topic, like would you say like working with me, and you can be honest with me, I'm not going to take criticism, like working with me together, like did you feel that felt more like having a coach, or was it like a mentor who actually understood the full picture?
It was definitely a mental it's like the game is just more like getting better isn't just football drills, it's someone that actually cares and actually believes about where you're going. Like most coaches just doing it for money, but you actually felt I actually felt like you were genuinely like with me the whole way. Like you no matter, like I remember just calling you at random times, just like asking you questions, and you always picked up with like 100% enthusiasm, just like always wanting to help me, even if it was like 1 a.m. for you. It was definitely the full package of guidance that I've never had before from like even other coaches from like the teams. I've never had like a proper mentor that actually was there. It was almost like having like an angel by your side, just ask, like being able to ask them any questions and they always had the answer for.
That's amazing to hear, Brian. One more time, I appreciate your trust and your kind words. And talking about like on the topic of like pricing and investing in yourself, like you mentioned that obviously you spent quite a hefty amount. Like a lot of people hear this price tag of working with me, they go, "Wow, like it's that much. Like why can't I just go on ahead and buy like a course, $200 course, $300 course?" Like what would you say to those people who do want to do that? Like, and do you think the price is justifiable?
I think, to be honest, I think the price is too little for how much time and effort and how organized and how structured this program is. Like, honestly, like it almost felt like I was cheating in life when I actually had like the whole script next to me. It felt like my life was written out, and I you can see your progress day almost weekly. I mean, almost daily. You can almost see your progress daily. Like the price, I didn't even see the price as a problem because if someone believes in you that much and someone is willing to help you that much, I don't think that you could put a price on that. And then someone who actually cares about you and not just for the money is is priceless in my opinion.
Absolutely, bro. That's a great way to put it. And like as somebody like who has spent a lot in your career, like just investing into like flights, accommodation, tryouts, club fees, all this stuff, like you can relate. We can both relate to this as professionals ourselves. Like, do you think making like the further investment in yourself, like in terms of like coaching, the training, the lifestyle, do you think that's necessary if you do want to get to the professional level as well?
Wait, sorry, can you say that question again? Sorry, I kind of bugged out.
No, it's completely fine. So like obviously we're players, especially yourself, who's invested quite a lot of money into our career to make this reality of playing professional like true, right? Um, all the club registration fees, the plane tickets, accommodation, all these things. What would you say to those people like who think like they don't need a coach, they can just go to their club training by themselves, and then they can train like once or twice a week and think that they can make it professional? Like, what would you say to those people? And do you think it's necessary to invest in a mentor like myself to actually get to that level?
To be honest, if I didn't have Ali, I would be spending infinite amount of money on just random courses, like not really any directions. Like what he said before, like football becomes very expensive when you don't have the right plan, the right mentor in front of you. Like think like the accommodation, the diet. I would have been buying like random stuff, like buying like things I thought was good for me. I was buying like equipment that I thought was in me. I was spending so much money. I can't even put a number on it. And oh, and obviously, I would say like the price is more than justifiable, because he breaks it down. He's not only does he design it specifically for you, he does so much research, and you can tell by like just his qualifications alone, he knows what he's talking about. And then looking at all the results from other players, like I'm not just the only lucky one here that was able to get mentored by Ali. Like it's not just an investment, it's the investment that you need to have, in my opinion.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. That's a amazing way to put it for sure. And yeah, bro, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to like wrap it up with a few questions for the audience, actually, for other young aspiring footballers out there who are watching this and want to achieve similar results like you, if not even better. You know, become professional, make their parents proud, all sorts of things. If you could like give one piece of advice, very specifically, try to be specific, to other young footballers, like what would that look like?
He, for me, like, it's not that practice makes perfect. It's not that practice makes you go professional. Well, it does help, but I would say like it's more self-evaluating. Like I would say like it's more realizing what you've done wrong. Because you could do like in training, what I was doing was just 100 free kicks every single day, and I thought I was getting better, but that doesn't really make you better. Like really self-analyzing yourself, learning your weak points, learning your strong points, and just like realizing what you've done wrong so you can improve and learn on what to do next. And then also looking for someone who actually has the answers.
Absolutely, bro. So more on the approach of like smart work, not necessarily hard work, doing the right things at the right quantities as opposed to doing the wrong things at high quantities, is what you're saying.
100%. 100%.
Exactly. So, like, in that case, do you believe that hard work alone can get you to the professional level? Or is there a factor of smart work also when it comes to being pro?
Hard work will get you so far, but the best players out there, the best players that I've known always work a lot smarter. Like hard work will get you the speed, the athleticism that you need to be physically ready for pro. But the best players are always the smartest players who know how to use their body, who knows how to use their abilities, and who knows how to like knows what to do on the field, and their IQ is insane, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. Absolutely, bro. And like looking back now, like when we first started working together almost over a year ago, and like to that old version of yourself before you joined working with me, like what would you tell yourself? That remember like Tung from 1 year ago. What would you tell yourself if you could go back in time? What would you tell yourself about working with someone, being hesitating, like all these things? What would you tell that person?
To be honest, I would just tell them to stop overthinking, take action. Like there's the answers that are right in front of you, and then there's someone who actually cares. Like use that. You know that I knew that I got the potential, but it means nothing if I'm not working, doing the right work, and doing it consistently.
Right, 100%. And in my eyes, like as of the last 2 years of coaching, working with hundreds of players in person, online, like for me, the biggest objection, the challenge that players go through that separates the ones who don't really succeed, the ones who do, is that ability to take action. Like you just said, stop procrastinating. Say, man, like this is going to be hard. It's going to be a tough challenge, both mentally, financially, physically. But I'm going to take the risk anyway, right? And that for me is what separates the two types of players: the ones who get to their goals and the ones who don't. For me, it comes down to a matter of like pricing, like we talked about earlier, the price tag. People hear it and they go, wow, especially the parents. What would you say to those players and parents who are like really worried about the pricing? I know it's like you even thought yourself it was a very hefty price tag. What would you tell them after seeing all the progress you've made?
Honestly, like it should be more expensive than it actually is. Like I would honestly tell them, honestly, just do it. Like it's not easy. It's not easy, but nothing that's great is ever easy. But when you have that plan in front of you, and you have that person that actually cares and actually wants you to succeed, is more than worth it, in my opinion. If you're really serious about football, and if you really want to change your life, if you really want to make your parents happy and proud, and actually make your life fulfilled like it did for me, in my opinion, the easiest thing to do is just do it. Like that's the one of the easiest, one of the easiest decisions I ever made. If I looked back at it, this would have been one of the easiest decisions I've ever made.
That's amazing. That's amazing to hear. And last question on the topic of like making decisions that change the trajectory of your life for a very, very long time, right? What did your parents think? I know it was your mother. Like, what would she think of you, like, investing in this? I think she helped you out. Correct me if I'm wrong. She did help you out because she did see the value in this, even though she was hesitant. But like, what was her initial thoughts? And then what are her thoughts now that you've actually accomplished all these results?
To be honest, it was incredibly hard to convince her. Obviously, parents all want like they want the best for you, and they want to know if something's actually worth it. They're not gonna just spend money on nothing, because my parents really care about me, and I understood that. But I knew after talking to Ali how he breaks it down, how he really helps the player, how much he cares about the player. Like I my mom, after seeing all of this and seeing that I was actually determined and actually really wanted it, it made the decision was a lot easier for her after she got on a call, after she realized that Ali was the correct way. And just it was hard at the beginning, but then I'll say like it's a good this she it was a lot easier after she saw everything, how structured everything, and how much she actually cared and wanted me to win.
Absolutely, absolutely. Very, very similar story to pretty much every other parent that I work with. You know, like you said yourself, nothing like good comes easy. Have to make a sacrifice, whether it's your financials, whether it's your resources, whether it's your time, your effort, your all these things, and you've made that sacrifice amongst many things. Hence, why you got a greater outcome. That's all it is.
100%.
And like seeing your growth, honestly, over the last year, since the beginning of this year, like has been insane, bro. Like not just as a footballer, as a person as well. Your character, like the way you act, the way you treat other people, you know, like all these things. That's exactly what this mentorship is about. It's not about making like a great football. It's about creating exceptional human beings, the ones who earns opportunities like this and go really far in life, not just in football, but in life. In case you want to pursue education, in case you want to pursue business, whatever, these habits and these characteristics will take you really far. And I just want to say, like, one last thing, appreciate your time again on this call. One more time, very, very proud of you. And I think this is just the beginning for you. I better see you in the World Cup 4 years' time.
Yeah, 100%. I'll definitely, definitely. That's one of the goals to get goal. Just I'm imagining it right now, and I think I'm confident enough that I will make it. But we'll see, we'll see in the future.
Of course, bro. Of course. I mean, at this rate, I don't have doubts. Like you've already proved to me what you're capable of. You just got to keep consistent, keep patient, and next thing you know, in front of live television, representing your country. So, only time will tell.
Yeah, sounds great. Sounds great.
Awesome, bro. Awesome, bro. One more time, really appreciate your time on the call. If you ever have any questions, any concerns, please do address it to me on WhatsApp, and we can continue from there. But yeah, I think this was a very educational, very insightful video for others to watch as well. And yeah, bro, we'll catch soon. Okay.